Hello and welcome to all you Taurus people. This is a very short video, especially for the Mercury retrograde. So if you want to see the monthly horoscopes of June and July for your sign, they're up already for July as well. So you can put the videos together and make a story out of that. But this is in particular the Mercury retrograde because I think it's quite an important one. Because the Mercury is going retrograde at 14 degrees of Cancer, and there is the fixed star Sirius, and Sirius is all about leadership, pride, ambition. So it wants to have that positivity, and but it's in a very emotional area of your life, because Cancer is a very emotional sign and Mercury is a sign of thinking and communicating. So we are all, for all of us collectively, there's going to be communication, thinking and emotions influenced, or our mind being influenced by emotions for sure. Now, sometimes it can be a good thing. It is what it is. It's not a positive or a negative thing. It is what we do with it. Now, for you, dear Taurians, and of course, you're doing a lot about your self-worth and improving money and attracting more money in your life with all that, your ruler being in Gemini. But this is more about what's happening with this Mercury retrograde in your third house. So you're having this going backwards and forwards on the 19th of June, roundabout. It depends where you live in the world. There's going to be Mercury at 14 degrees of Cancer going backwards. Now, Cancer and Taurus, they match each other very easily. So for you, this Mercury retrograde is going to be more enjoyable than, let's say, for the cardinal signs, where there is like a clash between Cancer and Aries, for instance, or other signs. So that's a good thing already. There is a gentle energy going on between this Mercury retrograde in Cancer and between your sign in Taurus. But the thing is that emotional energy that is going on there, and it goes on up until the 13th of July, because then the 13th of July, Mercury goes direct again. So things will become easier for you. But in that pocket of time, there is a possibility for you to do communications differently, to do traveling short trips. It is a bit tricky though. It is a bit tricky during the 19th or the 18th of June. If you're traveling between the 18th of June and the 13th of July, it is a bit triggery. It is a bit triggering in what kind of way? That you're not being allowed to travel or so? No, just that some delays, okay? So when you're traveling during that, and of course a lot of people will be traveling around July and August time because of vacation, but if you're traveling, just make sure you have a book or something. There could be some delays there, but other than that, you'll be fine. Just relax and know that, Mercury goes retrograde, and that's, everything is a bit slowlier. But for signing contracts, so if another thing beside the travel, another tricky thing to do is between the 19th June and the 13th of July, not signing any significant contracts. Between you and other parties, business partners, contracts for work or whatnot. Of course, if you can't postpone it, you need to do it, right? But it's just a suggestion that it's not the best timing. Why? If you would do it, you will have to readjust it afterwards. And that's not, you're not going to die from that, are you? But it is more convenient if you can postpone it a little bit. Do the signing of contracts after the 14th of July, and even at the end of July is even better. Having said that, what else? There could be, because the Mercury is in Cancer, very emotional sign, there could be some emotions in your communication or in the communications of others in your environment, because that's the third house. So the third house is siblings, neighbors. There could be some quarrelings or some things that come up, especially when the eclipses are running through there. And that will be around the 21st of June and the 5th of July. These are tricky times when it comes to communication with other people. Just make sure that what you say is clear and that your intention is clear. You can't do more than that. And of course, sometimes other people can misinterpret your communication. There's nothing really a lot that you can do about that, but know that this will pass. And as soon as Mercury goes direct again, which will be at the end which will be around the midst of July, you will see that things are becoming a bit more clear. So there could be a misunderstanding there. But again, it's in Cancer that goes well with your energy of Taurus. So it's not that of a big deal. You are one of the signs who deals quite well with this Mercury backwards. Another thing that I recommend to do, because it's after all your third house of communication, is computers and devices, cell phones, check them before the 19th of June. And with check them, I mean, make some, if you're having beautiful pictures on your cell phone, make sure that they are on a stick or on an external memory or whatnot, because there is a tendency of these things breaking down, but only when they're, you know, when they are old, or maybe when they are even new and not working well. It's good to be prepared for that, because it can be, again, you're not going to die because of that, but it can be super annoying when your computer breaks down and whatnot, and you haven't had, you know, the important, maybe some files from work or whatnot. Make sure that you have a backup there. So that you are prepared, that you say, okay, if it has to break down, it means I will need a new one, but I'm prepared, and it's not gonna give me all the stress that these things normally do. So all in all, it is actually a readjustment of your communications, and it has to do a lot with emotional stability. So it's about you. How, in your communication with other people, how can you say your truth, basically? And in the beginning, like around the 18th of June, the 17th of June, people might, because you're doing that, people might not find it easy and not find it a pleasant thing what you're doing. But in the beginning, the Mercury retrograde is always a bit stressful. But if you're trying to say your truth and you're open to others, and Taurians are very good listeners. Taurus is ruled by Venus, so mostly Taurians, they do know how to listen. And when you're doing that, but you're also saying your own truth, I mean, at the end of the day, at the end of July, you can say to yourself, look, because I've been courageous when it comes to my speaking my truth, and especially my emotions. It was not fun to do that. A couple of people didn't like it, but hey, I did it, you know. And also with relatives, you know, like siblings and brothers-in-law, sisters-in-law, they can give a bit of that, you know. You're also going to have your eclipses there, a bit of, you know, back and forwards, push and pull when it comes to those communications. But keep in mind that you're doing this to improve your communications after all. Having said that, on that positive note, I wish you a very good Mercury retrograde. Thank you for watching and for your time. Bye-bye.